So, alright, welcome back to another video of Misasa. Um, it's a couple of days I haven't made a video, so today I'm gonna try to cover a very hard topic that probably some of you guys don't know yet about IP address. So when you say IP address, we all know, and sometimes we often see it around, but we just don't know how to use it and what does that mean, of IP address? Where does it come from? What is it? So today I'm gonna try to make a video to cover the IP address because in the futures it's gonna be one of the most crucial information we're gonna see daily as a red team member. So what I want to start first is what is IP address? So let's think like this. You have a phone, you have a laptop, and you have a tablet. So when you connect to internet, each of your device gonna have an IP address. It's like a HAL address where you can communicate to the network. Um, and also, some of you gonna ask me where does IP address come from? Uh, it's basically just out of nowhere. So how it work is when you have a router at your house and you connect to a router from each device, the router gonna throw it back an IP address for each device that you connected to, and that is how each phone or each tablet have its own IP address. It's like um, it's like your home address where you have like a number, your street line, your zip code, and that's how you communicate to each other neighbor. Um, so that is where IP address coming from. It just come from nowhere from the router. It just randomly assigned. But there's a way for us to like know, oh, what is the IP address gonna start with? We're gonna cover that later on. But first I want to cover that there are two type of IP address. The first one we have is the IPv4. This is an example of it. So what it does is sometimes when you have like a this type of number, you're gonna recognize the IPv4. Each of the small placeholder here we call as an octet. It's basically look like this. So 000 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 A dot 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 A 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 A 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 A. So each of them is an octet. Um, and the range of it can go with maximum of 255. So if you're using that, you have 32-bit address and gonna generate you around 4.3 billion unique address. But the thing is, there's so many devices right now nowadays, and we most likely gonna run out of IPv4. So that's where we have IPv6. So IPv6 is a hexadecimal digit. So you can see this is the example of it. One of the example is right here. So with this is you a 128-bit address, and you can generate kind of a lot, probably like unlimited amount of IP address for your device. Since IPv4 gonna go likely run out of IP address because it's only about 4.3 billion, but we have lots of device nowadays. That's why we use IPv6. I believe it's gonna be for the futures. That's every device gonna start using IPv6, and IPv4 probably gonna go away. So we cover what is IP address. We cover what type we have, where's it coming from. Let me see. Oh, all right. So the next thing I want to show you guys is how to find the IP address on your local machine. It's very easy. For anyone who use Windows, we can just go ipconfig. It's gonna have a screen look like this, where it's gonna tell you your IP address. Subnet mask on Linux, it's gonna say net mask, same thing. And the last slide is gonna be a default gateway. We're not gonna talk about subnet mask and default gateway very detailed today, but basically, um, subnet mask and default gateway is two very important information that you gotta know about your IP address, because default gateway is basically mean, oh, what does your IP gonna start and look like? and subnet mask is how many bit it's gonna use at the as the main, and the last one gonna be the host. So for example, I have 24 bit gonna use for the main, and the last 8 bit gonna use for the like a number of the host. So you can have um any number from 0 to 255, gonna be any between that. You can use it for your local device. Uh, I'm gonna talk more about it later on the next video, but today just gonna let you guys know about the subnet and the default gateway. So that's for Windows. You just type ipconfigs, but for whoever use Linux like me, you're gonna type in ifconfigs. It's gonna look like this. It's gonna give you the screen look like this with the inet. So the inet at the IP behind it is gonna be your IPv4 address. Down here gonna be your IPv6. Your nest mask is the same thing as the subnet mask on Windows. Uh, and let me see. Yeah, so this is how you find the IP address on your Linux device. So the next thing I want to show you guys is the range of the IP address. So IP address, you can have a couple of different range. We have different class like class A, class B, class C. Class A we use from 0000 to 127.255 and beyond. Um, those used for like internet service provider, so they use for pretty much about 16 million hosts, which is a lot. But for like a medium-sized network, they're gonna start with 128.000 to 191.255 and beyond. That's for like a 65,000 hosts right there. But for the class C, it's like I think it's like your local network, your local job, or like your home even. We're gonna use 255, 255, 255, and 0. The range is gonna go from 192.000. Um, so basically, when you type in IP address right now into your computer, you're probably gonna see 255, 255, 255.0 is because we are using like a small network area. That's why you're gonna see it look like that. But if you work for like a internet service provider, you're gonna see your IP address gonna be a little bit different than your local address. So next video, I'm gonna talk about network address translation. So basically, when you have your network, you're gonna use private in some organization where you're gonna use the private network. And the thing is, the private network is not able to connect to the public network. So the IP from the private network cannot connect to the external network. That is why when you send your information from your local device to the external network, it's gonna go through a thing called NAT, a NAT. It stands for Network Address Translation. So it's gonna translate all of the private IP address into public IP address. And by doing that, it's gonna able for you to connect to the public network. And by using the network address translation, you also secure your system from giving too much information for the attacker out there who gonna seek into destroy your private local of device. So that is a very helpful tool to protect your private network. But I'm gonna cover more about network address translation later on. But today I just want to show you guys what is IP address, where to find it, um, what does it look like, just practices. Find like a couple of example for IP address. Find your own home IP address on different device. And the next video, I'm gonna show you guys how to use I'm gonna show you guys to use Netcat or even Nmap to scan some of the IP address you guys found. But that's it for today. Um, I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys love my channel and my content, if you guys interested in cybersecurity, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave me a like and a thumb up. If you have any question, please post in the comment. I will answer as soon as possible. Thank you for your support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.